But for each of your sets, I've been saying this a little bit recently, you got to take 10 seconds, turn your music up, get hype, and then do your fucking set, go animal mode, and then fucking, sit down, relax for a second to do it again. It's probably best practice to finish a set and say you could have done more. Obviously, if it's true, of course you got to say it, but you're a fool if every set you do, you're like, that was the best fucking set ever. You're just setting yourself up to plateau your intensity. Like, let's say this is perfection in terms of the intensity. You want to approach it, but you'll never actually get there. You've always got some shit left in the tank. But over time, as a lifter, you should progress to be able to go harder and harder and harder. Even if it's not like becoming stronger. You definitely don't want to just try to wait until every box is checked in terms of your preparation to, hit a lift. Because then you're never going to fucking even go to the gym. We're not just going to be perfectly rested and fed and hydrated and like your schedule's freaking perfect every day. Let's say I didn't get a fuck ton of sleep. I'm still going. Let's say I didn't eat a fuck ton of food. I'm still going. It's almost like the reps before that are just a stepping stone to those last few. Right? And the harder that you can go there, the more you can push yourself, the better your gains are going to be. I mean, some of this shit, it just makes sense to you. Like, in all aspects of lifting. We've kind of grown up with some of this shit, as kids, You gotta drink your milk so you'll grow big and strong, and eat your vegetables. Cause you'll get your, take your fucking Flintstones. Cause vitamins are good for you. Go outside and get your 1 hour of play. You guys remember that shit? The current state of youth today, I think they could use a few hours of play if we're being real. But that's its own issue. That's its own issue entirely. Your perception, your mindset, your ability to decide how you feel about outside factors in life is pretty much gonna fucking decide whether or not you're gonna have good days or bad days. If you start anything with a fucking negative mentality, with a negative attitude, then you're just gonna find shit to be upset about. If you can somehow fucking rewire your brain to be a little bit happier about it, right? Be a little bit more fucking jovial instead of a hard ass complaining all the time, then you're gonna have more fun, man. You're gonna enjoy it. It's like that little psychology experiment. It's like, if you think about red cars, then you're gonna notice them more often, right? If you're consciously thinking about something, then you're going to notice it more often in your day-to-day life. So if you're constantly thinking like a fucking chump, then all you're going to see is the downsides of fucking everything around you. But if in your mind, you flip a switch, you start thinking like a baller, then constantly you've got just fucking cool shit to enjoy all around you. If somebody's doing a shit routine, and then they're complaining about their shit results, what they're due for is just a simple reality check. And if you can do that, if you can actually kind of look at yourself and your routine and a bunch of other shit objectively and realize like, okay, this is the stimulus, right? This is what I'm doing, and this is the result that it's giving me. If you can actually look at that objectively, right? Don't say like, oh, my shitty genetics, or oh, blah, blah, blah. Don't blame anything else. If you can honestly say to yourself like, okay, this is where I am, and it's because I've been doing this for like 2 years. If you can do that, I think it'll be a bit easier for you to say, okay, this is where I want to be. And I think doing something more like this will help me get there. It's basic accountability speech. We always talk about how like, the gym will teach you lessons. Like you're going to really learn discipline, consistency, everything else. I think the biggest part in terms of a mental takeaway from actually starting to work out, or not even just work out, but actually like picking something and saying, I want to get better at this. I want to work and improve at this specific thing, which in our case right now, we're talking about working out. Well, it just gives you this like tangibility on your impact, at least on your own life, where shit, man, things are changing. I'm bigger than I was before. I'm leaner than I was before. And not magically, it's because I've been doing XYZ very consistently for the last 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, year, 2 years, whatever. Like it's it's almost like proof you're freaking alive, man. Because it's something that you're going after because you want. If you go after something and nobody else is really doing what you're doing, well, then guess what? It's almost an indicator that you should do it, like, in social media and working out and everything. Average is average, right? And I mean, what literally is an average? It's just a culmination of what everyone else is doing, is capable of, is willing to do. So, I mean, really, if you look around and you're doing the exact same thing as, as character A and B and C and D, and yet somehow you want to be different, somehow you expect a different result, then it's just not going to happen. It's much easier to say, what's the right way to do it? Sweet. So I think that's where the lifters who separate themselves from the majority are the guys who really just take their own training into their own hands and find out what works better for them, and that's just kind of something to be learned over time. And that's the fun of it, man. You don't play a video game and have a crazy amount of fun in creative mode where you just get to skip to the end and everything's whatever, right? I think that's part of the kind of, I don't want to say beauty, but just enjoyment of working out. If you're going to do it for years and really stick to it, is you're going to get better at it over time. And assuming that you actually implement that knowledge and that experience, you're going to get better results over time. And those results are going to get easier to get because you're going to be able to optimize your routine, to your own preferences, where it doesn't feel like work anymore. And it just feels like something that you get to do. Even if you're not really in the mood because of, this, that, or the other. We've all been there. I think that's a certain strength which kind of goes beyond physicality. Because how many guys do you know where if they're feeling a little off, they just want to take a rest day and they skip it and they just don't feel like it. And it's, not cool. So I don't want to be the guy who has to cut the lift short or back off or whatever just because things aren't always totally going my way. There's still a place for a rest day, obviously, but not for an unnecessary rest day. And the experienced lifter knows the difference. The idea of like, man, I wish I should have done this. Oh, that's a little different, because it's not, you'll never know. It's just in your mind. And there's a certain retrospection, like when you look back at yourself, where in the moment you might be a little unsure if you're going to be able to do it. You might be a little like, who knows? Maybe it won't even work out. When you look back on things that you could have done, that you wish you would have done, you're not going to think, it might not have worked out anyway, whatever. Right? That's not going to happen. You're going to think, man, what if it worked out perfectly and everything was awesome and my entire life could have been different, or, things along that line. Maybe not that intense, but, you never know, right? Someone's first trip to the gym where one of their buddies who works out kind of brought them along. I mean, I'm sure there's thousands of stories where that was like an insane turning point in somebody's life. So if you don't have that guy, if you don't have someone to bring you into the gym or just whoever to get you going or just get started, I don't think it's an awesome idea to wait for it. And if that's the circumstance you're in, then I think a better look at it is you're that guy. You got to bring yourself in.